I have these manifestation cards. Kindness is a win-win. If you think unkind thoughts about someone, you will experience those unkind thoughts manifested into your life. You cannot harm another with your thoughts. You only harm you. And if you think kind thoughts about others, guess who receives the benefits? You. This is a great point. You become what you think about. So if you think bad things about people, even if you're not thinking them badly about yourself, if you see somebody succeeding and you're jealous, or you're angry that somebody got an opportunity over you, or you think poorly of anybody in any way, it only hurts you. You're not doing anything when you do that, nothing of benefit. So I think Mark Manson touches on this nicely in his writing, in The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. He says, case in point, you don't give a fuck about a thing because you just find something else to give a fuck about. So ideally, you should find opportunities to fill your mind with only good. And this is a practice of gratitude. I feel grateful right now that I am filming this video and I'm doing it sitting in a chair in a forest. This is kind of cool. It feels good. Nobody's perfect. I catch myself all the time slipping into negative thoughts of people. And you have to stop yourself with that because it only hurts you. All right, I'm not going to shuffle these because they're all good. The law of attraction is always listening. If you think life is hard and a struggle, then by the law of attraction, your life will be hard and a struggle. Begin right now to say instead, life is effortless and easy. Life is amazing. Everything good comes to me. Everything always works out perfectly for me. This is another great example of your thoughts. These are color-coded, so I would imagine the blue ones are maybe about thinking things. This explains really well how manifesting or the law of attraction actually does work. I've touched a couple times on the idea of, first of all, if you want something specific, you need to think specifically about that thing and not a million other incompatible things. And you have to feel good while you're doing it. And that's what this touches on. Again, gratitude. Life is good. My dad used to say all the time, it's a good life. And he was right. I mean, he had gone through 2 divorces. He had a hard time making ends meet. He smoked a lot of cigarettes and drank a lot of rum. Not in, self-deprecating way or anything, but he enjoyed himself. He genuinely loved life. So he had one part of the equation. The part of the equation that he didn't have is he stopped asking the world for anything. When my father was younger, he knew exactly what he wanted and he got it. He was a very talented photographer for many years, a poet. He tried to get some of his poetry published. He was a real estate investor, vice principal. He owned multiple properties, spent a lot of time vacationing and just living. That's something to remember and try to incorporate into your everyday life, is to just enjoy it. It's all you really have is cards you're dealt. Right? Don't try to control negative thoughts. Don't worry one bit about them. All you have to do is deliberately think as many good thoughts as you can each day, and they will cancel out any negative thoughts. Practice this daily, and in a short time, you will have completely retrained your mind to consistently generate positive thoughts. This is true. But what if you don't know how to do that? What if you start thinking a good thought, but then crappy ones keep trickling in? Then it's wise to pick up a writing habit, because in writing, you get to experience your thoughts in a physical way. I don't feel it's wise of me to push meditation on anybody. I will lightly throw it out there. I use it, and it is really good for my mind. You can also absorb media that fills you with good thoughts. This is why I run the specific routine that I run every morning, which is read, write, and meditate. It's kind of loosely based off of Robin Sharma's routine, but I skip the exercise first thing in the morning because I've enjoyed having exercise as a break at about midday where I'll stop and lift some weights. But I'm getting off track on the positive mind thing. When you wake up in the morning, if you're like me, maybe you're a creative person and you have lots of ideas and lots of thoughts, and maybe you have a history of some form of self-sabotage, then you don't know what kind of thoughts you'll have day to day. You'll wake up in the morning and you'll just be hit with whatever your mind decides to be thinking about sometimes. So if that happens, you have to get control of that, and you have to have good thoughts so you can make the most of the day you're about to walk into. So the things I read are mainly philosophical or spiritual in nature. They're very big picture, open-minded thoughts that are books that seem to put my thoughts that I'm having into perspective. And then I write about what I'm thinking about. I don't judge it. It's not intentional, my writing. I'm not trying to share it with anybody. It's just a book that sits on my desk and I write 3 pages in it because it releases whatever I'm thinking about, especially if it's unproductive. Maybe something is still with me that happened yesterday that I didn't quite move through or let go. And then the meditation is something that you have to, I think, come across yourself, because the very notion of meditation is that you're not meditating. I mean, if a yogi or somebody was explaining it to you, it's not something that you can really teach to somebody, I guess. It's something that you experience by accident, sort of like finding the perfect career for yourself or something. I think I'm going to read 2 more of these. Love is the greatest power. If you could wrap every thought in love, if you could love everything and everyone, your life would be transformed. Yeah, that's true. That, I think, falls in line with the whole positive thinking thing as well, because in this world, we've got black and white, day and night, positive and negative, fear and love. You know, if you are vibrating on a plane of fear, then it's impossible to spread love onto people. And I think the word love can also get very misconstrued for 2 reasons. Number one, because of the hippie movement, you know, peace and love, that shit is laughable. And I feel I can say that because I used to be like that. It got a really bad rap when that first kind of started circulating, that whole hippie movement in the 1960s, because it just became associated with people who didn't cut their hair, walked around barefoot, didn't contribute anything to society, just wanted to smoke weed and drop acid and bitch about how crappy the world is. My issue with it is that it doesn't change anything. What changes things is accepting the fact that we live in a capitalist society and that you can be a wolf in sheep's clothing and spread peace and love while also participating in the world and making it better actively, instead of just sitting around a campfire with an acoustic guitar and crying about it. The other issue with the word love is romantic love, which this is also not. Romantic love is an example of this kind of vibration of love. It's included in it. It's a different thing entirely. Romantic love, love with your partner, say, your husband or wife, is knowing yourself enough to be the best version of yourself for them and letting them live their own life and understanding when to be involved and when to not be involved with the situations that they find themselves in. But this kind of love is simply positivity. Somebody says something to you that you don't like and you don't take it personally. Something happens that's beyond your control and you smile at it. Love is inner peace, this kind of love. It's inner peace that you then share with people, and it's a form of energy that you can create more of simply by doing things that make you feel good. Last one. This is a good one to end on, I think. Money doesn't bring happiness, but happiness brings money. If you keep thinking that you need money, then you will keep attracting needing money. You have to find a way of being happy now, of feeling good now, of being in joy now, without the money, because those great feelings are what attracts money. Yeah, that's super, super relatable. When I got hurt, if you followed along at all, I've talked a couple times about breaking my leg. I was down and out for almost 2 years, and my business maintained its growth, but I wasn't, making more money or finding more opportunities. I was just stabilized. Everything was good. My business was still profitable. I was paying my bills, but I wasn't growing. And as I was coming out of that whole thing, all I could think about was like, I gotta get out there, I gotta make money, I gotta make up for lost time. And it didn't happen for months and months and months. At a certain point in time, something kind of funny happened. I started making these videos, and I started just taking photos again, just for myself, for fun. My dog, nature, cityscapes, some street stuff, a little bit of portraiture. I felt confident that I had enough money, and I felt confident that even more was coming to me. And then all these opportunities just started coming my way. And again, this is the 2-ingredient thing. I knew what I wanted and I kept it in my mind and actively pursued it and put myself in situations to attain it. But I felt good while I was doing that. So I want to read this one again. Money doesn't bring happiness, but happiness brings money. If you keep thinking that you need money, then you will keep attracting needing money. You have to find a way of being happy now, of feeling good now, of being in joy now, without the money, because those great feelings are what attracts money. Those are cool. I like those. Yeah, I'd recommend these for sure. I don't think my mom watches these videos, but sorry, Mom, I honestly haven't looked through any of these yet, but I think I might now because they're good. Anyways, it was a little different. I enjoyed it. I hope you did as well. The movie The Secret is a great movie, but if you do watch it or you have seen it, just remember to take it with a bit of a grain of salt. Allow yourself to dig a little bit deeper into the underlying meanings of what the people in that movie are talking about. I guess that goes the same for the book. This video kind of turned into being about the law of attraction. So if you are wanting to understand more about the law of attraction, I feel as though everything that I shared in this video is enough for you to actually find success with it and manifest what you want into your life. The vision board thing is super legit. The idea of thinking something and giving it to your subconscious and then going and doing things that have nothing to do with thinking about that thing and allowing the subconscious to give you options for paths to take to get closer to that outcome is super legit as well. And thanks for watching.